times. So in the last live stream, we proved we actually visually could build a complex card grid system using only native Gutenberg. And on the front end, it looked fantastic, but as an agency, pretty isn't good enough. If the underlying HTML is a little bit bloated or trash, it's not scalable and it's not liable. So today we're designing and start dissecting. I'm going to tear apart the code output from our last build. And let's go through the CSS. Let's go through the HTML. Is it good enough? And I'm also very curious because I saw a X message from James LePage, one of the people that is busy with WordPress AI. Can we do something with that? And does the documentation they have doesn't make sense? We're going to find out how clean Gutenberg actually is as a native, if it's client ready, or just a chaotic soup of diffs. So I'm very curious about that, and let's check it out. Technical, it's not working on Twitch, but this is point. Just move on right now. Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. I think WordPress is the one and only one that I really want to focus on. So it's sometimes what happens. I see that there's unstable frame rate for LinkedIn. So let's see if we can refresh this and everything is working as expected. It looks a little bit better, except for LinkedIn, and X has some difficulties. Well, yeah, it's what it is. So let's start off by looking at our section that we created last time and log into our backend. So just like I told during the intro, I want to check out what the code output is. I finished the design during my free time just to see if everything is working and not during a live stream. I also want to look at the documentation and check out what AI can do for us. So let's get started and be a little bit more focused than last time. I hope that this helps to have some structure. Let's go into our homepage. So this will be the homepage of our website. So this is the section that we created last time. Not completely. I finished the rest of the build. For an example, we didn't have the arrow. The green line was the stack name was green. And here we have the cards. Now there's still some design issues that I see that I just can't fix. For example, here's an SVG and I can't center it. I really want this to be aligned with the 4.5, but I'm not able to do that in Gutenberg Core. It's very, very annoying. So bear with me. Also, I would like to show how I fixed the stack kind of thing. So what I did was give it a background color with this number, which is a very specific hex code. And then we could use that when we go to Appearance and then Editor. We can see inside of our editor, we can go into styles, and then we can add additional CSS by pressing these 3 dots. A lot of steps, if you ask me. It will be easier and nicer if we just have additional CSS somewhere here, because currently the WordPress admin doesn't have enough CSS control, if you ask me. But you can go around with the basics. So what I did for the arrow, like you see right here, is added this CSS. Now, what does this CSS do? It looks for a mark, because this is marked, with a background color of this color that we just copy and pasted. I set the background color to transparent, because we want to be original color. The color I have now put white, but we can set it to inherit. And then it inherits the color of the rest of the text. In this case, it's white. And I want the position to be relative. Why? Because this arrow needs to be position absolute. And if you do that, then you need something to have a position relative as well, because else it will just float somewhere, like you see right here. And that's not something that I like. So then I created a after that has a empty content with a position absolute. I want to it start from the right side of stack and then move up 40 pixels to the left. The display of block makes sure that it is visible. And then I added some CSS for the arrow itself with the background of contain so that the arrow is always visible, width of 90 and height of 130 pixels. So that's the CSS that I've added. Also, a lot of fun was creating this kind of thing. Still, I'm very upset actually that we can't add any dynamic data in here. I would like to use components with dynamic data because that way we have one component that we need to adjust, and then if we use it in different pages on a different way, we are able to do that, but keeping the styling just from one pattern. So I hope that in the future that will be added. I don't know yet, but this is what we got. And I think it looks pretty nice, actually. Especially if we look at front end, we see the nice guy pointing at you one step closer to your perfect stack. And we have some stack options. Now that we are here, I really want to look at the code output. I didn't do a lot of tuning, so let's see what we have. We have a lot of diffs, as we can see. We do have a main, which means that is the main section of our website, so that's good. We have a header, and the header should be our navigation. That looks good as well. I see a lot of CSS classes being added by default. Those classes we didn't add ourselves. I think it's for identifying what kind of thing it is. For example, has global padding. So it's the global padding that's available. It is set as a class, as we can see right here. And there are a lot of extra classes that are added. And then we see the style for margin top. So right here is done in line. I don't like that. I like a way to, although we're using variables right here, I think it's better to have something different. For instance, a class of main, the main class, that we always have the same spacing right here. Then we have our hero section. This should actually be a section. So let's see if we can change that up. The reason why you want that to be a section is because it's the first thing that people see on the website. And usually what the largest hierarchy has should be a section. So let's see if we can change that somewhere. We have advanced, we have default HTML element, and this should be a section. So we can change that. Specify which blocks are allowed inside of this container. Oh, that's fun. So we can disable or enable blocks that are allowed within the group. And if we now change, I expect this div to change into a section. It doesn't. We did hit save. So where is my section? It's in here. So there are already two divs above the section that we have defined. I guess this one is from our template. By the way, if you want to show this, like the template itself, where the header is and where the footer is, you need to enable that. It's not on by default. So where you can do that is go in here, go to preferences. Do I say that? No, I didn't say that the right way. Here, you need to press page, then on template, show template. And as you can see, you can turn it off and on again. If you try that, turning it off and on again, and then everything is shown as expected, and it displays the content of the page that's right here. We have HTML element, and within the content. So I wonder where is it in our already in use section? If we set it to section, we are not able to save it. Let's make some changes. Let's see if we can change it like that. I don't see the benefit of these extras. But let's go further. Then we have our section, and in our section we have our H1. So that's good. That's just the title. There's a lot of styling happening here. You see here, section has layout. It has inline CSS. If we want to reuse this section, we need to copy and paste this because we can't use CSS to style the same thing on a different page unless we use a pattern. Speaking about patterns, I'm curious how our patterns are looking. And we see that we have a figure, we have a div, and a div that has the whole thing. So I guess we need to change that as well to a section to make it the right thing. Let's see. Now we do have a section. As you can see, within the content itself, here we have entry content. And we have a group, we have an entry content, and then we have two sections. So that looks about right. And then we have our first card. And the first card has a figure and a div. You need to wrap it in a separate one because this one has some padding on the left and right, as you can see. And also the top and the bottom. So that looks about right. I really dislike inline styling. I don't know what the benefit is. Then we have the accent heading. Oh man, a lot of things to read. I'm not going to do that. Then we have a div right here, and there's a div of group with an H2. That sounds about right because we have this review card right here. So you need to put a wrapper around it so that you have two sections side by side. I think with CSS Grid, less divs are needed, but then you need to have responsive controls because you want a different look of mobile perhaps. And here we have our figure that can't be aligned as I would like to. All right, so for me, the code output is okay. There's not a lot of div soup happening right here. I think I like the fact that we can change things if we'd like to. So we could go to the original, select group, fonts, and we could change this to article because this is a part of an article. We hit save. Then we go back. And if we reload this page, I think the card would be changed to article. Reading, ew, for sure. By the way, everybody at my girlfriend and my parents-in-law all are very, very sick. Even my brother-in-law. It's I don't know what happened, but suddenly they all got sick. So yeah, it's the kind of thing that happens, right? During the time of year, specific time usually. Now we can change it to a different what's it called? A different HTML element. And we can add the styles, so that's all good. And what do we have here? Just to block that one. And that's our heading. Yeah, that looks like about right. Oh no, it gets even worse. Yeah, it got worse. My stepdad now has a lung infection even, so yeah, I think he will recover. And luckily they were in time to get some what's it called? Some things from the hospital, some information. So that's always nice. Overall, for the code output, I think it's good. Can we also tap around the thingies? Yeah, the H tags, those are good. have no clue how we can do this the proper way. Let's see if we can do something about it, right? Because just copy it. I really want to go to my dynamics, my videos. I don't have a lot of videos right now, but I really want to change that up. So what we are going to do, because one of the ways you want to do this is this, you want this to be dynamic data. Why? Because then you can link it to a specific page and you have the naming across every section. And we set it up with using ACF. We have our tools section that shows Gutenberg, and then you have the Gutenberg content. And in here, we can say in which category is it, what's the score, what video is connected to this specific tool, what's the pricing, and is it my favorite pick or not. So let's go back and let's try to add that. And why it makes sense is because when you change the name or the rating is changed, you just have to replace it in one page instead of going through all the pages where you have mentioned it, and you need to change it on every page. That's not a very nice way of working with it. So that's why we use dynamic content. So we need to add afterwards. We want to have a loop grid / loop grid query loop. We want to style blank. No, I don't want any of it. And instead of query type, we don't select default but custom, and we go through our loops. And as you can see, there is our Gutenberg loop. Now what we can do is hide this, and maybe if we don't have any results, we can hide it as well. And then I would like to copy in our pattern. So we're going to edit original. We're going to copy the group. We're going to go in here in the paste. And there we go. We now have it inside of there, but I don't know. I think I wanted to have it inside of here. So we can make changes to this. Let's see. Because the title needs to be the page title. We have title, and we can put it in here. There we go. We see we can just easily add it. I don't know about easy actually, but we can at least add it. Now there's no styling options. So we can go in here and change the text, but these are for colors. For the typography, I want the appearance to be different. I want it to be a bold text. And at least that one is correct. Then I want to have excerpt, because that's the summary that is used in here. The Google core, there we go. There's our excerpt. But can we also select different dynamic data? For instance, the score or pricing. You see, that's where the default Gutenberg really falls flat right now, not being able to do these kinds of things. I'm even wondering, can we go to read more? Read more. Although I think read more is not the best to write, but that's a different topic. And now we can click and we go to the Gutenberg core page, and we go back, and we are back here. All right. So now we at least know that the code output is not the best, but it's not the worst either. I can see that there could be some improvements with removing the amount of divs that are there, but maybe that's a little bit nitpicky if you ask me. Secondly, what I really dislike is that we can't use components inside of a loop and have access to all the fields that we could need, like for instance the 4.5 for the score, the components, the free or the videos. Hi there, Webinot. Hi Jimmy, how are you doing? And I really see that as a downside of using Gutenberg. You can do static things, so the old school Elementor kind of thing you can do right here. You can just copy and paste things over and over again. But then you get into the difficulties if you want to reuse some sections using dynamic data, that you won't be able to load everything in there. The score is really missing right here, and I really can't seem to find it to work by default or just with the ACF kind of thing. Do we have ACF blocks or something? Meta fields block. Display custom field as a block on the front end. Let's install that and see if we can do that and what it does for us. This is a meta. Please insert. We want to use ACF, and for the field name we want to use score. How this doesn't look the right way. 6. Well, it does show the right score, but it looks difficult. I don't want to see it like this, but it's good enough, I guess. So you can install a block which is easily found right here, as you can see. Let's go back in here, advanced. Pricing. You see that the block is then called, but I can't see. It's a shame that you can't see what or the starting price. Oh, starting cheap. Oh, I guess my I guess Twitch is being viewed right now. I'm getting some bots. Let's see if we can add to block list. Can we just remove it also from Twitch, because I don't want that in here. But it's what it is right now. I'm doing good as well. My family-in-law and my girlfriend are all sick, so I'm luckily now the only one that's not sick. Let's not bet on wood. And hopefully I won't get sick. Alright. So by default, there's a real lag right here. So alright, it is what it is. The code output is good enough, but without the proper kind of things to use to build out like the card system, which is almost always needed. I mean, if you have a new section on a block section, or you have some kind of services whatsoever, you all want that in dynamic data. And with the default Gutenberg, it's not doable. So the code output is good enough, but the dynamic data is really lacking. I don't want to break. So I think that's it for this section. And let's continue to the next one. So for the next one, this one can be checked off. For the next one, I want to look at the documentation that WordPress has by default, because that's also really relevant. And luckily they have a lot. I mean, it's WordPress. If you don't know where to start with WordPress, you can go to learn.wordpress.org and you can just get started with how to do this kind of things. All right, CloudSuck, you really have a different handle again. First it was CloudSuck, then iCloudSuck, now a different one. Will your renovation be done before 2027? Yes, they will. Hopefully, when we still feel good enough this weekend, we can move everything from the downstairs outside, and then we can go somewhere else to stay, and then someone will make the floor finishing. Then we're finally done with the home renovation. I'm so excited about that one. It's so annoying that we're still in this situation, but it's almost done. We're nearly there. If I don't get sick this weekend, because I'm one of the only ones that can write out everything that we need and clean up everything to make it ready for the flooring guy to make the flooring, then it will be all right. And then he will start on Monday. So next week I won't be streaming, just to notify you already. So that will be finally, yes, finally. Now everywhere is the same. Nice. Ooh, oh my god, I'm so thank you. It took ages. Yeah, it was from August till now. So yeah, it's not ages, but it's quite a while. If you look at a lifetime, it's very short, right? But it's what it is. And I've taken pictures on how we live right now, because it's so awesome to look back to see how we lived, and it's not that hard to do so, and not that difficult. I mean, we only have a television up here. We have and we can eat downstairs and that sort of things. But I hope will be done soon, because that's more fun. I'll keep my fingers crossed so you don't become sick. I hope so as well, my friend. Thanks. Oh, I see that I didn't set up my my streaming pop-up, so we'll do that next time. So if you want to get started with WordPress, you can go to learn.wordpress.org, as I sent in the chat as well. You can start by exploring WordPress. You have the beginners, you have intimate or advanced users, and for even more advanced users, you have a development section. You can start as a beginner developer, and perhaps I should follow this course as well. And the reason being is that a lot of things have changed in WordPress. Now, I think the main things are not different, but if we look at blocks and block themes, then there's a lot of things that are different. And the same goes for themes, right? I haven't created a block theme at all. That's how I got started, by the way, by just downloading a free template and changing everything around it to make it fit my needs. And then there was an update for the theme, and then everything got thrown away because I didn't know about child themes back then. Yeah, it's really awesome what WordPress has in terms of documentation, where you can see everything here, even creating a for business web page. I mean, you can just get started this easily. It's awesome. Web optimization, everything you need to learn about WordPress. And if we are talking about development and that sort of things, you have a lot of documentation right here, where you can see where you need to get started. If you have some facts, some technical guides, some support guides for dashboard and publishing, and text blocks and that sort of things. So if you're looking for documentation, you are golden with WordPress. For the community side, I couldn't find a very good one that's really public. I mean, I was searching for WordPress community, and I'm using Perplexity here, right here, and it's referencing WordPress.com, and we have a Dutch community as well, so that's fine, but I really don't like that WordPress.com. I mean, that's on the other side. But for the Dutch community, we have some meetups that are planned. We have work camps. There's a message board, and we have a Slack channel. And Slack channel is used more of the time in WordPress, also in different languages. I haven't been active in there because it's not part of my social media, like Slack. So what I also can recommend is joining the Dynamic WordPress Facebook group if you do have Facebook. The admin bar, I mean, it's voted #1 WordPress community. It still is today. So have a look at that one. And if you really want to dive into Gutenberg, see Gutenberg. Let's change it like that real quick. You do have a group with 2K members, but people are getting added, but it's not a lot of people sharing things except for Jamie. So it's there. So there's a few ways where you can get into the community, which can be interesting. Right. I think that's it for this section. Is there? How do you learn? What kind of other things are you trying to? What communities do you join? Of course, we have also the one from Webinar. Dev. I didn't write it the right way. Then you can put your studio up. I think I will leave it as is, actually, because I think when we do the A roll, when the TV is gone and those things here are gone, and maybe I moved the table a little bit, I think it actually looks good enough for the studio. It's not too messy. It creates depth. Maybe I can create a nice background of some sorts. I don't know. I used to have a completely black background, so I'm curious how that will look. All right, the next section, the one that I'm very excited about, to be fair, is about using AI. Now, if you haven't noticed already, on my YouTube channel, I see a lot of AI stuff, or on my YouTube thingies, I see a lot of AI coming by. I'm very technical, so I love to dive into those. And I've always thought by myself, right, is there something for WordPress? How can we use AI inside of WordPress or together with WordPress? And then I saw a tweet, X message, I don't know what you call it, from James LePage. And what he shares is a agent skills for WordPress that allows you to create kind of things. Let's see. What it does is teaching AI coding assistants how to build WordPress the right way. Agents are portable bundles of instructions, checklists, and scripts that help the AI, like Claude or Codex or Cursor, understand WordPress development patterns. Now, I've tried it out a few times, and right out of the gate, it works as expected, but it uses the old school kind of WordPress kind of thing, right? If you have started building yourself in the past, you might have used ACF with flexible content and then use PHP to make that content visible. So flexible content ACF. I mean, that really was the way to go. Then you have these kinds of fields that you can fill in for your content, for your downloads gallery, but also create different sections. You have the left-right section, the default kind of thing. And then the developer would write something like this. So there is a while loop, and then it fetches all the available layouts and text that are available and puts it inside of the template. But that's the old school way. And the new school is not used enough. So I think that's one of the reasons that they have created this GitHub. And here they also say, by default, AI coding will generate outdated WordPress patterns, pre-Gutenberg and pre-block themes. And this was also the result that I had. Miss critical security considerations in plugin development, skip proper block deprecations, causing invalid block errors, ignore existing tooling in your repo, and agent skills resolve this all. Everything is actually your expert level WordPress knowledge. So then you don't have to learn everything yourself. I'm very curious on how that works. Let's see. And this is what you should do. So let's go ahead and copy it in. I want to open Studio. So I installed WordPress Studio as well. because I really like how clean this looks and how easy it is. I really can't wait when the WordPress admin will also always look like this. Hopefully someday it will. Then we open up our project with cursor. It's that easy. So this is a local environment. If you want to have a local environment for your WordPress, I really can recommend WordPress Studio as well. A lot of people are also recommending local WP. For me, it's not the right tool. I had some difficulties in the past with that one. So if you want a free way of starting with WordPress, this is one of the ways, and the other way can be Playground, but that can't be run locally, meaning you can't use something like Cursor. In Cursor, you have to press Control or Command J, and it will open up your terminal. And when you do that, we can place one screen here and one screen on the other side. We can zoom in a little bit. And then copy this, paste it in, hit enter, and it will clone the agents. This module is blocked from loading into the local security admin. All right, oh, it's bonjour. Sometimes get those errors. And now everything is installed and ready to go. So it will create copies of skills. And we do see agent skills right here. We see that there's skills then again. And here we have the WordPress router. We have the block themes, so everything in there. I'm very curious how this will go. And your WordPress project. Should I put everything in there? I hope not. So skills. Each skill contains skills. So we have in skills, we have something for WordPress, we have a reference. And we do have a skills MD. So let's see what we can do with this. Let's open up Figma and see if we can let AI create our card for us, or a pattern, or a block. Compatibility with 6.9, contributing, quick commands, scaffold. I've never done this before. I've done some tests, but not in this way. Can we fire up Claude? Claude. It's not Cloud Sec, by the way. This is just Claude itself. I'll open Claude Code in a new tab. What WordPress skills can you find? Let's see. Let's see what it finds. At root. We can't do that kind of thing. Let's see what happens, right? That's the fun thing about this. It already looks just pretty 10 pounds. Having Claude's, yeah. It's not the original one. Look, it's already indexing all the Claude skills it has. 10 skills found in agent skills. It's always fun to see what it does. Working with the WordPress Abilities API, register ability for block development. I think I want to create a block. AP playground WordPress playground workflows. This is posable instances. Oh, can you run that as well with skills? Plugin development, project triage, inspection of WordPress repos to identify project type, tooling tests, and version. and WP-CLI operations like search and replace, export the database, plugin theme management. All right. I don't know if I have this hooks to my Figma. So let's do that as well. You can go to preferences. Where is it? Plugins. Somewhere we can connect it to our MCP. Local, copy, paste, find, select, view, plugins, preferences, keyboard. A lot of options, oh dearie. AI balance. I didn't know that I have an AI balance. If we do something like this, export PNG, and then go into our downloads. We have our frame right here. We can drag it over, but it doesn't look like wants it. File. It is outside of our workspace. So I don't know, how do I add it in here? Attach file. Look at that. Now we can go to our downloads, then select our frame, and let's ask it to rebuild. Please plan to rebuild this card. It should be able to use ACF meta fields inside of a dynamic grid. And I don't want you to do edits, I just want you to do a plan mode. Give me 3 options. And let's see what it does. Task, find existing card and ACF patterns. Find grid implementation. It shouldn't find anything because it should look inside of our database. Search in ACF. It's fun to see it running. PHP. While it's running, I'm also very curious what our code testing code profiler profile will have. Do we have the old ones as well? Profile list, we don't. So we can start profiling our home page. It should be this one. As a no-auth user. And I'm curious how faster or slower it got. It does add some execution time with ACF, which we can remove because you can export all your ACF fields with tools and then go to generate PHP if you select them all. Toggle, generate. It doesn't want. Grab. It's still inside of there. Yep. This project. Yep. And then you can copy and paste this generated PHP and paste it inside of your functions.php or inside of your a plugin. And then it will add ACF fields without you needing ACF. So you can remove ACF when you're done. The downside of using that way, find. Yep, sounds about right. The downside of doing that is that you are not able to extend or change things for that specific meta fields that are already set. For instance, the key and label and starting price. You can't make changes that through a user interface. You need to do that by adjusting the PHP file. Good understanding. No ACF is installed. We need to install it. The theme uses Gutenberg block patterns for cards. Good use. All right. It's doing a lot of exploratory things. So that's good. What do you guys think? Will it be able to create the design of the card? I'm very curious. Will it be able to or not? Let's also remove our tests. A lot of things were broken. It's what it is sometimes, right? And they can all be removed. Remove it. I believe in Claude. I believe in miracles. Where you from? No, you're not a singer, Lex, so don't do that, please. I've got to go, my friends. Thank you for joining, Jimmy, and hope to see you next time. It's nice that it's finally working. Streaming services. If you can fill in my survey, that would be awesome. Yeah, I will. I didn't find time for it. A lot of things happening right now. But I need to make time for it, right? So I will. No rush. No rush for the survey, but it needs to be done by tomorrow. No, I'm kidding. Take care, Jimmy. I will fill it in. It's doing a lot of things for us. That's nice. Also looking at what would our next page builder be to check out for the code and that sort of things. Should we use Elementor? Because until now we have looked at the default Gutenberg, and maybe next time we can do Elementor. By the way, if you'd like to, we have some audits that we also could run into. And if you want to have the audit template for the page builder, so you can check out if a page builder does everything that you actually need for really web development kind of things, like we're showing during the stream, you can see this audit page and you can add it, and you can find that in the description down below. So if you want it, you need it, you can get it for free. We don't have states, we have minimal wrappers. I don't think so. Layouts, not nested in div soup. No, that's true. Class first workflow, not by a mile. It's a pattern for, so more patterns are used instead of classes. Semantics, it is available and easy to use. A little bit hidden also. A bit hidden. We can have custom CSS, not injected. Yeah, it's really injected. So that's a definitely no. All right. We have some. Which implementation approach would you like me to build? Individual block with live preview. Best for landing pages with curated products. Central products management with filtering, pagination, or with repeater. I don't want a repeater. I don't want... Do I want a central product management? I don't think so either. I think it's for landing pages that we want, right? Let's go with that one and see what it makes for us. What will it make for us? Let's see, let's continue. We didn't have that. We can't filter on the taxonomy, metadata, and that sort of things. We can when we do. Yeah, we can do that. Ability to define global classes, nope. Spacing, not. Radius, not. We can't define those. We don't have reusable sections. We kind of. This is kind of. Patterns without dynamic data support. Ooh, review the plan. So it needs to activate ACF Pro. I don't have Pro. Just activate ACF free. I don't have Pro. Activate product cards plugin. Product cards plugin. All right. Create add a page. Add a group block. Insert product card. Fill in ACF sidebar. Verify live. Check front end. Test responsive grid behavior. Verify batch toggles. Let's see what it does. I don't think this is the best approach, but good case given free doesn't support ACF blocks directly. Let me revise the plan. Look at that. This is awesome. Instead of, yes, you are correct. Love you guys as well. Love you too, Jimmy. Just take your time in the world before the end of March. All right, we'll be done. But I like that it doesn't say you're absolutely right, ACF free, blah blah blah, and now it's just says, all right, if you want to do that with ACF blocks, with ACF free, we need to use native blocks. And here we have a native block option or a PHP option. I really want to use the native block option. Let's see what it can create for us. Yep. Let's auto accept everything. Let's just freaking go and launch this. Let's see what happens. If everything breaks, then I know, create a plugin directory, create product cards block, index, edit, save, render, style. Then he will do an npm and build the block. I'm very curious what it ends up with. It's doing the stuff for us. It feels like vibe coding. All right, for the responsiveness, container and grid controls. Nope. Easy device previews. Nope. Yeah, we do. We do, sort of. Maybe this then also could be checked off, right? Let's see. I haven't tested that, to be fair. All pages, homepage, edit. And if we go inside our tablet, and I want to change how this looks, but because now it's still like this. If we do change it like that. You see, it's still stuck on the same thing. It doesn't change on depending on tablet or whatsoever. Column width. And then if we change it to desktop, it's still the same. It doesn't change, so it's not responsive. I didn't test that thoroughly, so I really wanted to be sure. Let's go back to our Notion. It doesn't allow us to do this. No custom. Look at Cloudy go. Claudy. Buttons and links are clearly distinguished. Yep, that's true. Tabs, we didn't test that. We can test that in the future. Navigation supports, yep. You can set proper headings. We can add alt text labels and area without hex. All right, let's see if we can do that. Here we have an image. We can add attributes. We have alt directly in here. Can we do the same for a button? No, for read more, it's not possible because it would be nice to have something like an alt title or an alt text right here, because read more is very general. Visually, you can see it as related to Gutenberg core, but someone with a keyboard-only navigation, it needs more context. So you need to be able to read more of Gutenberg core. And if we look over here, we don't see anything there. So it's not completely accessible for it. Let's go back. Yep, np install can be done there. Can add semi on some you can, and others who are not able to. Let's also check here. Tabs. I would suspect that it auto highlights it. It does with an outline, but it doesn't change the text itself. It doesn't make a visual change of what is active. Focus, but it does allow to have focus and visible state. CD into that one and run npm. Yep, do that. So we have core features. We do have some kind of tabs and accordions, because if we go back in here and we pass the block, we have accordion since 6.9. If you didn't know, then you know now actually. And you can add your text in here. Hello. Hi. Hi. Question mark. And then you can open and close it. Or do we need to add? Yeah, that should be it, right? Ooh, this is all messed up right now. Oh, I guess I've placed it in the wrong spot. Inside of here. Oh, let's put it on desktop. That should be visible. Where is it? Where is my accordion? Hi, world. Hello, you. What? Am I going crazy? Am I not? Title. Let's add it right there. What? It's not adding it. Let's see how our Claudie is going. Yep, it's doing another install. All right, I just allow you to do this for this project. And hopefully this project is also wholly within this AI Gutenberg kind of thing. All projects, nope, this project, which is saved in the settings.json. I hope everything stays working. I really need to fix this as well. There we go. That looks better. We don't have any accordion whatsoever. What's happening? Patterns. I see. We are changing that inside of the loop. So let's remove that. We have a row right here. Add after. And then we can add a accordion right there. And now it should be available. There we go. This is the accordion heading panel, and we have some text in here, but it's not showing. Why is it not showing? I'm not able to open it up. Ah, there we go. Hello, you. So that one is good as well. We have some tabs. Accordion only. Only for now. I can imagine that they will add some things in the future. Oh, look at this. It's already done. How to activate a plugin in WordPress. Add the page. So let's follow the steps, right? We open Studio and then open up our website. There we go. We go to our plugins. It should have created a new plugin. Look at here, we have product cards plugin. It's made by me and supported by Claude. No, it's made by Claude and thought of by Lex. It should be my thing. A custom Gutenberg block for the product service card with ratings, pricing, and badges. So let's go to our page and let's add a new page. Let's add homepage. Homepage. There we go. Products. Go away. Product card. Oh, look at this. This is fancy. Show badge. It's not the exact thing that we created, but category. Hello. Page builders. Ooh, we're already 45 minutes doing this, so I need to take a break in a few minutes. Let's continue. Come on. Extend. This one is already done, by the way. Page builders. Product name. Gutenberg. Oh, look at that. This is way more fancy than I created. And way faster than I did. Free per year. Ooh, one time. Video count, 5 videos. This looks nice. And we can select our image as well. We need to select the image right here. I don't have any, so it's fine. But how do we hook it up to our ACF fields? Let's see. Edit the page, add a group card. That looks really nice. Minimum column width. Insert group card. Block inside of the group. And configure each card. Now the real question is, how do I connect it with ACF free inside of a query loop? Thanks, Claude. You are welcome. Let's see. So, rebuilding. Look at that. I'm very curious what comes up. We have used 73%. 27% of the content is remaining until auto-compact. All right. I'm really curious what auto-compact does. We don't have any pop-ups. We don't have any WooCommerce kind of thing. No native form elements or that sort of things. Those play nicely. Local hosting of fonts. Yes, that can be done. Responsive images. Are those responsive images? I don't know. Let's have a look. This is the advantage of using AI, right? It can build on one side and you can do the audit on the other screen. I mean, it's amazing what you can do. You can also just look at what it does. So you can learn a thing or two about it. Well, who does that, to be fair? I sometimes do, to be fair. Let's see. It does automatically add the source set. Video backgrounds, I didn't have to. It doesn't have supports for these kind of files. No surprise third-party trackers. If I remember correctly, there was some kind of plugin made because the WordPress API does track all of your information. So need to be wary of that. And works well with cookie consent. Yes, if you install a plugin, it does work well with every solution. option to self-host fonts. Yeah, there's an option to do that. Option to self-host videos. There's an option to do that. You can use the media files yourself. There's a active community, I want to say, but there's a lot in Slack and Facebook private communities, not owned. Ripped by WordPress. Do we have inline help, tools, and UI? We have some kind, right? Because when you first time start up Gutenberg, it would say, all right, this is what Gutenberg is, and you can find things here, and it guides you a little bit through it, and not specific step-by-step guides. So it does have it. Tooltips in the UI. Does it have tooltips in the UI? I don't know if it has tooltips in the UI. Let's see. It doesn't. But if I don't have the frickish idea what it does, if I'm completely new to this, I need to click an experiment, what some people do. What else? I wouldn't be able to figure out how things specifically works. We do have some kind of explanation on each block what it does. So I will give that a checklist, because you can check out the written docs. There are written docs and examples, not just feature lists. That's true. We have there's a very meaningful changelog on the GitHub as well. There are official video tutorials and onboarding. You have the learn.wordpress, and they also have some videos. AI capabilities, we're testing that out right now. 2 blocks are added. Manual and used inside of dynamic read ACF fields. Ooh, we have two cards right now. All right. Let's refresh this. And we need to go back. Look at that nice hover effect, by the way. Products. Add new product. All right. What does this button do? Test. Other categories. It created a what's it called? Yeah. It created something for us. So let's go back. It created custom fields. Let's go into our pages and our home page. And then we should have another block. Product. And here we have one for dynamic products. Display a product's card using ACF fields. This should be used inside of a query loop. It doesn't even explain what it does. So let's add it right here. Start blank. So inside of Hello World, instead of the title, I want this card to be shown. Move that up there. Hello World, Hello World. It does get things dynamically, so that's nice. So we need to change the loop from post to product. Look at that. It created the design for us. We can even change the design. It's for everything. It's not for the query block, for block itself. And with that, I think we're done for today. Because I'm done for today. I think it was a lot of fun checking everything out. And we can go relax right now, because we have, firstly, we checked out the code output from Gutenberg. It was good enough. It's better than some of the things, but still there's a lot of extra diffs added also by me, but also inside of the editor itself. It's not that hard. The hardest thing is that it adds a lot of classes and styling, what makes debugging a pain in the butt. but it's there. You can change the HTML section. So instead of using a div, you can change to articles. So that's a very good thing. So the code output overall is good enough, but it can be better. It can be improved. There are a lot of things added that I don't think are very necessary. Also, if you want to learn WordPress, there's a lot of things that are already available for you. You can go to learn.wordpress.org. You can also check out the documentation if you really want to dive into the development. Of course, WordPress is very known, not the latest tech to be fair, but you can find a lot of opportunities to learn WordPress just on YouTube or on their own website. Or if you want to go to another page builder, maybe you can see there as well. And lastly, using AI, you can build a lot of things. We just did with using AI Studio, which was awesome to see that it could build everything for us. And the skills API, the skills MD file really helps out with doing it more perfectly. And I want to try that out in the future as well. So if you want to see me having a look at another page builder, leave a comment down below. And next week, I want to check out Elementor. And if you have any other page builder you want me to try out and do an audit on, then leave a comment down below on which page builder you would like to see. And as always,